good.
Hi guys, Paul here. Check out this wall here. I'm gonna show you how to do baseboards when you got weird stuff going on like this. I'm not sure if there is a YouTube video explaining how to do this, but I'll explain to you just in case, because maybe my explanation will be clearer than other people. So, if you remember when you were a toddler and your mommy's singing nursery rhymes about degrees, 180 degrees is a straight line, and 90 degrees is a right angle. So a right angle, like that angle, for example, right there against the wall, this is a 90-degree angle. And a straight run, just like right here, straight run, that's 180 degrees. That's going to help us a lot in figuring out these angles, because when you have that in mind, you have something to go off of. Now, for this, you'll need an angle finder tool. There is a way to do this just using pencils and marking stuff, but I'm going to show you how to do it finding angles in the math way, the difficult way, but I'm going to show you how to do it very easily. So I have an angle finder tool. This is digital. You can get a regular one. You just put it, you put it there, and it tells you what that angle is. So this one here, it's telling me is, whoops, sorry. What does it say? 100 and make it straight. There we go. 150. There we go. 150 degrees. So that angle there is 150 degrees. And I drew this out right here. 150 for this angle here. Now this angle in the back, I do the same thing. I use my angle finder tool. I put it here, and I've done this earlier, and it's 120 degrees. So I put that here, 120 degrees. That's just what my tool says. Not much to do there yet. Now, like I told you earlier, 180 degrees is a straight line. So if I do two regular cuts on the miter saw at 0, two 90-degree cuts, 90 plus 90 makes 180 straight, right? And on the miter saw, you guys all know, for me to make this cut right here, that's at 0. That's just miter saw set at 0. If I start switching it, and I cut my baseboards flat in this case. So the miter saw being at 0, I make the cut, boom, I got 180 degrees. There we know that it's going up, so it's going to be like this. If it's going like this, we need to find how much we're going to need to change. So if 90 and 90 makes 180, we need to cut this angle at 150, because that's what we found. The difference between 180 and 150 is 30 degrees. Now, when you're doing a 90-degree corner, like right here, for example, when they're coming together, you cut both of them at 45 degrees. So you're splitting that 90 degrees between two angles of 45 and 45. And then that gives you a nice mitered, tight corner. You know what I'm talking about. I'm just showing you as an example, but you know what I'm talking about. So you split the 90 between the two, you get two 45s. Exactly the same thing is done here. We're not doing 180, we're doing 150. The difference is 30. And so 30 degrees needs to be split up between these two. So 30 divided by 2 is 15. So this one's going to be cut not at 0, right? But at 15, both this one and this one. And when we cut both of them at 15 degrees away from the 0 point, they add up to 150. Because we subtracted 15 degrees on both. So they add up to 150. Right here, I cut them both on 15 degrees less. They added up to 150 instead of 180. Perfect. Now you're thinking, okay, this one is 120 degrees. We measured that one. So what you're going to do is you're going to think, hey, there I don't need to make a double joint. I can just take the 90 degrees that I have. So, okay, let me backtrack just a little bit so you know what I'm talking about. If I'm going against a regular wall, so right here, if you can film it. If I'm going against a regular 90-degree wall, this is a regular 0 cut. Boom. Now, on that side, I'm going at an angle, so come take a look. So this is cut at regular 90 degrees, right? So if I put this here, this is not enough. So what's the difference between 90 and 120? Right? This is a 90 degree, boom. Here it's not 90. Here it's 120, as we measured earlier. Between 90 and 120, the difference is 30 degrees. So you think, okay, here I'm not joining anything the way I'm doing down there. Here I'm just gonna add 30 degrees, and I'm gonna cut this baseboard not at 0, but at 30, and it's gonna fit in perfectly. And so you do that. And here you go. Where's this piece? Here I cut a piece. Let me remove all this stuff real quick. Here I cut a piece. The reason I'm holding it is because it's too long, it's a scrap. And boom, it fits perfectly. Nice. You're thinking you're a smart man now, or woman. And now we have to put another baseboard here. So you take the next step, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna miter it the way I usually do. So now you have a piece, cut at 30, which is, because 120 is 30 more than 90. And it butts here. And you did this thing right here. And you're thinking really that you're really smart right now, and you're making great progress, and success is around the corner. And then you put the other baseboard, which is straight, against here, and you get a little surprise. And you start cursing your life and your profession. And the surprise is this, that it doesn't match up. Because this is cut at an angle, it's much wider now, and the grooves don't match up, the design doesn't match up, nothing matches up. So you're like, well, I should have listened when I had geometry, but what do I do now? I'm gonna go carry concrete outside because that doesn't require any brains. No, you're gonna watch this video and you're gonna realize this is actually much simpler than you think. Remember when we did this here at the bottom when I joined the two boards? Which one is it here? When I joined the two boards, did a 15-degree cut. 15-15, we went up. For me to join those boards, I need to do another joint. And the reason I'm doing that joint is I need to bring it from upslope back to a normal slope. Because when I go back to a normal slope, see, this is a normal slope, 90-degree slope, then I can attach this and the designs match. You see that? Match perfectly. But when I have this weird slope, they don't match at all. So we have to do another cut, another turn. The way that we did a turn here, we're doing another turn there to bring it back to 90 degrees, from 120 to 90. How do we do that? Exactly the same way we did that there. Except here, we were going off of 180. Alright, so we went from 180 to 150. That's 30 degrees. We split that in half. We got 15-15. Everything worked out perfectly. Here we got 120. But this time we're not trying to get a 180. We're going against the wall, which is 90. So 120 and 90. I know I'm using a lot of numbers. If anything, rewind this video and rewatch it again. But it makes sense. Here we're going against 90. We're going against the wall. We're not going off a straight run. 90, and here we have 120. That's, again, 30 degrees difference. There we have 30 degrees difference, but that was from 180. Here we have 30 degrees difference, but it's from 90. What we do, again, is we split it in half, because we're going to do another turn. We split it in half, and we again get 15-15. So I make this here, again, not at 30, the way I originally did. That messed things up. I cut it back at 15. And if you come take a look, that creates a gap. Before it went right straight up against the wall, the previous cut I did, this one right here, boom, this one goes right up against the wall. This is a 30, but now I split 30 into 2, and I got a 15. And then I took another piece, and I did also a 15-degree cut. Right, so 15-15, and what it does is it churns it back against the wall here. It churns it back to a straight run. And now from a straight run, I can put this piece and it'll fit perfectly. And here at the bottom, it just runs back to 0. See, here at the bottom where they join, it's at 0. And here at the top, whatever that distance is, that's what it is. But here it's at 0 because I don't want to I don't have a ledge there or a step there, nothing. So I want it to just churn while not adding any, what's it called? Not adding any extra distance. So 15-15, and it turns back into a 90. So we got this done. We got this done right here. This piece, let me insert it here. Boom. And then you can take your regular board that you wanted to do originally, and you can stick it in here. And this time, everything matches up perfectly. Now, to recap, straight line is 180 degrees. Here we had 150. The difference is 30. You split it between the two of them the way that you split a 90-degree corner into 45s when you're doing just regular corners in other places. So you split it, you got 15. You cut them both 15 degrees off from 0. Boom, churn. You come to this angle. You do another churn so that we get to 90. We have 120, we need a 90. 120 and 90 is 30 degrees. Again, we get a 15 degree. It might not end up a 15 degree. If you have some kind of a slope or some weird angle, you measure that and you figure it out. 15 degrees again. I got this one 15, I got the other one 15. And then the other side, I do a regular open miter. So an open miter like this, so that I can join it with the other piece. And we're perfectly in there. Hopefully that helps you guys out in terms of visualizing 180 and visualizing 90 and gauging everything off of those two measurements, 2 degrees, 180 or 90. And then using that, you take the difference, you split it in 2, you cut it in 2, and that's it. It's that simple. I hope I helped you. You guys have a good day. Bye-bye.